In this video, we're going to look at slope, particularly slope of a line. So what slope is, it is a measure of steepness of a line. How steep is it? Is it kind of flat or is it really steep? Is it going up or is it going down? So how slope measures steepness is by comparing rise to run. So it compares the rise from one point on the line to the next, that's the distance you have to go up to get to the next point, to the run. Okay, slope is actually defined as rise over run, the ratio between any 2 points. Okay, so for example, if you have two very general points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, on a line, say here and here, then the rise is the difference between those two y values. So it's y2 minus y1, and the run, that's the x distance between the 2 points, is this x coordinate x2 minus this x coordinate x1. And it's typical to represent slope by the variable m. So slope is defined as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so we'll come back to this vertical line in a moment. For now, let's practice finding the slope of these lines. We're going to find the slope of the line passing through the points -3, 4 and -4, -2. We'll do that one first. Okay, we'll just rewrite the formula for slope down here. So the slope is defined as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, this problem could have been stated with the points in the reverse order. I could have said, find the slope between -4, -2 and -3, 4. And you'd get the same slope as your answer. So the order in which they are listed doesn't really matter, but just for consistency and ease, I'm going to call this first point x1, y1, and this second point x2, y2. So when I go to compute slope, my y2 is -2, so -2 minus y1, or 4, all over x2, which is -4, minus x1, which is -3. So in the numerator we have -6, and in the denominator we have -4. This becomes plus 3, which is -1. And -6 divided by -1 is positive 6 over 1, or just 6. So let's graph that and see what that looks like visually. So -3, 1, 2, 3, 4 is right here. And -4, -2 is right there. Okay, I'm going to try to sketch a straight line. It's a little bit difficult to do on here. There we go, not too bad. So it's a very steep line, and it is increasing, meaning it's going up as you go from left to right. This line is increasing. Generally, lines that are increasing have a positive slope, and if it's really steep, it's going to have what I would call a large, in quotations, large slope. 6 being large because it's quite a bit bigger than 1. Okay, and let's try this one as well. You should pause the video and try this one on your own first, though. So here, slope is the difference between the y values divided by the difference between the x values. So 5 minus -2, all divided by -1 minus 4. So we get 5 plus 2, or 7, over -5. And that is not going to simplify. So let's plot that for -2 and -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is, I would say, a little bit on the steep side because its slope, really it's because its slope is greater than 1. The fact that it's negative means it's going down. Now you could write your answer like that. You could put the negative out front, or you can put the negative in the numerator. All three of those are equivalent answers here. Okay, now let's keep going here. So again, it doesn't matter which point you call x1, y1 and which one you call x2, y2. I just usually go in the order that they're listed here. Okay, let's do another one involving slope. So let's sketch the graph of the line passing through 0, -2 with a slope of 1/3. So I'm only given one point here. 0, -2 is right here. Okay, so let's look at the slope of 1/3 and how we're going to use that to find the next point. Well, remember, slope is rise over run from one point to the next. So for my rise, I'm going to go up 1, and for my run, I'm going to go right 3. Up because it's positive, and right because 3 is positive. If I had put the negative in front of either of those two numbers, I would have either gone down for negative or left for negative. So we're going to count points here. I'm going to go up 1 over 1, 2, 3. There's my next point. Then up 1 over 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can also do this. 1/3 is the same as -1 over -3. All right, the negatives do cancel to give you 1/3. If you do it like this, then you can go down 1 for the negative and left 1 for the -3 to get to the next point. So down 1, left 3 takes me to the next point in that direction. Okay, now I don't have the equation of the line, but it would be easy to write. Let's go ahead and do it. Actually, no, we don't know that yet. We'll come back to that. Sorry. Okay, so there's really 4 simple possibilities for slope of a line, not counting the special cases of a horizontal or vertical line. Okay, your line could be positive and steep. If your line is increasing and very, very steep, that would mean that your slope m is greater than 1 because it's going up and it's got a really steep line. If it's increasing but it's got more of a flatness to it, anything less than 45 degrees, then it's between 0 and 1. Now it's greater than 0 because it's increasing, but it's less than 1 because it's flat. Or if your slope is decreasing and steep, then that would mean your m is less than -1. Your slope is very negative, so it's going down at a fast rate. Or if it's decreasing and kind of flat, your slope is between -1 and 0. And that's it for this section on slope.